Welcome to Extended Gameplay. I'm your host, Zach Sharps. As always, here for World of Warcraft Starter Edition, a little bit more in-depth look, including the restrictions on all starter accounts. So we're going to go ahead and go over that right now. I do apologize for any dogs barking in the background or frame lag, but let's get started. I only have 15 minutes to do this. So starting with the level cap of level 20. Now that will give you 3 dungeons at least. I'm not sure if there's another dungeon in that loop. I believe you could probably do Shadowfang Keep at level 20. But with another limitation that we've yet to talk about, you may not be able to. I don't know. A maximum of 10 gold is another limitation that is sort of retarded. I mean, what's more gold gonna do? I mean, it really makes no sense. Just an annoying limitation. Then you got your trade skills that are capped at level 100 ranks. Now, what does that mean? A lot of people probably won't even understand that particular message that is said there. But what that basically means is you can only do the first 100 levels of your crafting skills. Now, that will probably get you geared as a level 20, but you won't be able to make, super high level gear, which is understandable because there's really no point as a level 20 to make level 50 gear when you can't get up to level 50. You're unable to trade via the auction house, mailbox, or player to player, which is another thing really stupid. I remember back before, I believe the auction house was unrestricted and the mailbox was unrestricted to at least read and receive mail. As far as player to player trade, I can't really give a comment on that because I'm pretty sure it was available, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think that is a little bit too much limitations there. I mean, auction house should at least have 3 slots for you to sell stuff, because you might get one of those nice epic drops. Not epic drops, but blue drops that you'll get an instance every once in a while. That's a world drop. Then you have your in-game access to public chat channels are unavailable. Players are limited to communications by only saying say, party, and whisper. So let me give you an example of this. I'm going to type /yell and type www. Trial counts cannot yell. And let's go 1. You do not have permission to speak. So they are limiting a lot of the speech functions. Before, I believe you were able to yell. But as far as the general chat, you were never able to do that to begin with. I believe you were able to at higher levels, like once you got the end of your trial account, but not at the start of any trial are you able to do general chat. I mean, it's basically a game breaker experience if you did that, because you would have gold spammers coming in, making accounts, getting them banned, making another account, and just refreshing it, click, 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 and people would leave. Characters will be unable to create or join guilds. Now, this one is sort of a toss-up because, honestly, I think they should be able to join guilds but not create them. And for Blizzard to just say you cannot even join one is sort of basically saying, since you don't have long enough hair, you can't go to a hair salon. That's basically sort of what they're saying. They're basically saying you gotta pay in order to join a guild. And I think that's really stupid because I think you should be able to at least join a guild. As far as I guess you could say making one, that's another story because they don't want a level 20 guild is going around and being retarded and stuff like that. But I think you should at least be able to join a guild. So at least you can communicate with others rather than be, North Korea status. You cannot speak with no one. And yeah, that's just basically how I feel about that. What's another one? We have characters are not able to send whispers to other players unless they've already been added to the character's friends list or have received a whisper from the characters first. Now, before you weren't even able to if you received a whisper, you weren't able to reply back. So this has changed in the players and basically added something for the players. You can at least now you can reply, which is really awesome because I remember someone on one of my old trial accounts said you're a faggot and I couldn't respond. So I mean that's something that should have been implemented from the start. But I'm glad to see Blizzard has responded very kindly to that matter and have implemented that. Characters will not be able to invite other players into a party. This is retarded because unless it's like they should be limited to inviting. Actually, I don't know. From a player's perspective, I can understand why it would be a problem if a trial account were able to spam invite you to a group. So I guess from that perspective, yes, it's fully acceptable. But from a person who actually just wants to group and have fun with other players' perspective, it kind of sucks. But I can't really say much about that because I see it from both sides and understand it from both sides. But this leads into a funny one. Characters will not be able to join parties with other players above level 20. This basically allows you not to be able to join a group that has a high level in it, which will basically run you through an instance, which is really stupid and not game breaking at all if you were to allow that to happen. Because if you're allowed it to happen, players would just get the experience of being in a group at a high level, and it might make them actually want to buy your game. They're like, oh my god, you have sick armor, you have all those awesome abilities, how am I able to do that, and show me all your stuff. Now, they can't do that though, because you can't join a group because you're higher level than level 20. That's stupid, Blizzard. Fail marketing strategy on your point, because honestly, if I saw a high level doing a very amazing skill, I'd be like, man, that makes me want to buy this game that much more, So that's a really stupid one. Voice chat's disabled on a starter edition accounts, but once again, this ties into the fact that if someone invites you to a party, you should have at least the abilities in that party that all other players do. You should not be limited when you're invited to something. So that's that, side of the view. And then if you look at the other side, oh, well, someone might, be an asshole in chat and cause the party to have issues. But then you can also say, well, just disable voice chat. I don't know anyone who really uses voice chat in this game. Most of them just use Ventrilo or Xspire or something that's actually good, rather than the crappy voice chat that World of Warcraft has. Unless they've magically changed it since the last time I played this game, which was a couple months ago. But then you have something that actually makes sense. Realms will basically prioritize players who have a full paid account. This makes sense because, of course, the person who is paying more should have more priority over someone who is not paying anything at all for your game. So that makes sense. Starter accounts are not eligible for character transfers. This is it's an iffy subject because if you don't like the server you're on as a starter edition account and you plan on buying the game and you don't really want to play through the first 20 levels, it's basically Blizzard saying tough luck, make another account. Judging by how long it takes to get to level 20, it's basically a really, trash return issue. You can easily trash your character and return to the game at level 20 as fast as basically you deleted your character. Not really hard at all to level a character up to level 20, but I don't know, some people might have issues re-leveling their tune to level 20. I don't know. Kind of a stupid thing, but makes sense. Real ID features are disabled on all starter edition accounts. This will be our last limitation because that's all the limitations that were on their forums. Real ID is basically Facebook. Facebook is not implemented on starter accounts, which is honestly really stupid because it would be really cool to be able to talk with my friends, or know I can talk to my friends in game in World of Warcraft. That'd be really awesome to be able to do as a starter edition account, because that will let me know that, oh, social networking is integrated. But for me, oh, I have social networking in my interface right here because I have Overwolf. I can easily go to my social feeds, my Twitter account. I can even go in my MSN Messenger without having to use in-game stuff. So I can see it from both sides, but I think they should implement it. But anyways, I went over the cap last time. I really don't want to have to refilm this because I do have a cap on this account, which kind of sucks. It's kind of like the level cap in this starter edition account. They should just say level 60 because, like I mentioned the last attempt I tried to record this video, you have a point in time where your game is so old you just need to basically scrap your first original game, say it's free to play up to level 60, then like $20 for Burning Crusade, $30 for Wrath of the Lich King, and then $40 for Cataclysm. That's my views. Unfortunately, it's not reality. It may become reality next expansion, or within a couple of months when Deathwing is finally released as a raiding utility. But anyways, I'm your host, Zach Sharps. As always, follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lugo Entertainment, twitter.com/Zach Sharps. Comment, give constructive criticism if you have it. If not, give us a thumbs up. And stay tuned for more Level Up, Game Over, and top 10 free to play, basically MMORPG lists coming soon. Catch you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.